Now I can't move on with the rebuild of this Honda VF750 F engine until I get the repairs done to the engine cases, where I sheared off a couple of bolts on a little retainer inside over the selector drum. Had to drill one out, one I still need to drill out, and in the last video I attempted to do a solder repair on a test piece of aluminium. Didn't work. This week I'm going to try and do a little bit of welding. Now my welding skills really do not stretch beyond removing stuck bolts, and in this case that didn't work either. So I'm going to get to work trying to see if I can put a bit of a plug weld in this piece of aluminium, and let's see if that works. Right, so I'm going to start by removing the existing steel wire spool. And replacing it with this new aluminium one, as we're going to be welding an aluminium plate. Just need to snip the wire through and use the power feed to remove the remainder. Just pull it out the end there. Sometimes these can be a little fiddly to feed through, but this one goes in nice and easily. Again, just power feed it through by pressing the button on the gun, giving a helping hand so the wheels pick it up, and wait for it to come through. Here she comes. You can see I'm not using flux core. This is all I could get, so I don't know what the results will be like. But I do need to change out these nozzles. These have seen far better days. Keep a spare or two. That'll do. These can be a little fiddly, but they are just screw fits. And it's got a couple of handy little flats on the end so you can nip it up with a pair of pliers. This is just a push fit, so nice and easy. Let's just stow this out of the way for the moment. And just fit the spring-loaded clamp. I'm just cleaning around the area with a sander. Need to get inside that hole as well. But this pipe cleaner's just not going to do the job, so I'll resort to the brush. Followed by a little bit of acetone. It's making a bit of a mess. And because I'm not using any flux core wire and I don't have any shielding gas on this welder, I'm just using a bit of regular flux that I normally use for soldering with lead. And you can see it appears to be oxidizing already, so I really don't know what sort of results we're going to get with this. This particular welder is just a flux core, it's not a dual, and it's very basic. You've just got a min-max button, 1 and 2, and a variable feed speed knob. So yeah, the results you get with this are the results you get. Pretty poor usually, but I've only ever used it for removing stuck bolts. Let's get to some welding. I'm not even sure that's going down the hole, to be fair. Well, unlike the soldering, at least it's adhered. Perfect. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit again. Even though this is aluminium, it's pretty tough. And it's quite difficult to do with this little sander, so I'm going to need to break out the big guns. Not this one. This one. I'm just using my sanding disc with an 80 grit pad on it. Let's get that refitted and better positioned. Okay, let's give it a go. We're not clamped down. What could possibly go wrong? Ooh, nearly. Okay, I'm using my vintage Futter London Limited G-clamp. There, that should do it. Okay, let's try that again. Yep, completely missed the hole. And I seem to have made it slightly bigger. Okay, I think we are probably going to need to try this again. Well, that's better, but you know, I really don't think I want to be experimenting on my engine block with a flux core arc welder and making this kind of mess. Well, there you have it. My welding skills definitely do not stretch beyond removing stuck bolts, and the whole reason I'm in this predicament at the moment and trying to solder and trying to weld a test piece of aluminium is because in this instance my welding skills didn't even remove 2 stuck bolts holding in the retainer for the selector drum on the VF750 engine block. So I am back to square one. Next video, plan C. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you next time.